So let's go straight for an example. We are going to find the area bounded by f of x, g of x equals 1, and x equals 2. Oops. X equals 2. There we go. And let's say that we're given those. So here is f of x. It is the square root of x plus 2. And let's say that this is g of x. Put it down here. That's x minus 2. And x equals 1 is here. X equals 2 is there. So, just like we were doing in the previous lesson, we want to go and we want to mark that area. We want to go and sketch our representative triangle, rectangle, and the width is dx. So we know that we're going to start our rectangles at x equals 1. We're going to end at x equals 2. We have a width of dx. F of x is this equation here on top, so we're doing f of x minus g of x. And we can substitute in for f of x. And we have an expression just like we did in the previous lesson. In today's lesson, we want to turn this into a single number, evaluate it. Now, we can just break this up into different integrals and do it by hand, like we've learned how to do in the past, but that wastes a lot of time. So what the number one thing to know about these area problems are, look and see if you have your calculator available. If you have your calculator available, use it. The dragon says, use your calculator. Rawr. So, remember the notation that we use is, here, I'll write it over here, finite integral. Then we're going to have our expression, our variable, lower bound, upper bound. Remember, this is reversed from how we plug it in when we're doing it by hand. So, with this right here, remember we're going to math, and then down here to finite integral. That's 9. Our expression is the square root of x plus 2. Close parentheses, minus in parentheses, x minus 2. Comma, our variable is x, our lower bound is 1, and our upper bound is 2, right like that. Always round to 3 digits after the decimal. This is extremely important. It is a convention on the AP test. If you do not do that, you will get the problem wrong, and I will cry, and the dragon will eat you. It is really common to have questions where you're given neither the graphs nor the starting and ending points, the bounds. If you have your calculator available, these are still quite easy problems. So let's do another example. Find the area bounded by f of x equals x squared minus 3 and g of x equals 1. If you have your calculator available, all you have to do, go to y, enter in x squared minus 3, and then y equals 1. Graph, oops. There we have our graph. You got to remember which one's f of x, which one's g of x. The one that was drawn first, also the squared one, is the one that was first in the equations that we entered. Make sure you label these though, because it's really, really a pity if you just get the wrong one and that's the only thing that messes it up. And now when we're doing this, notice that we were not given anywhere in the problem what these x values are. So right here, we need to know our starting x, and right here we need to know our ending x. And we can find that just by using the intersection command. So that's second calculate, going down to intersect here. Just like before, we're going to go over where we're somewhere near the curve. Hit enter. It's going to switch us over onto the second curve. We hit enter. Then when we hit enter a third time, it'll give us the x and the y coordinate for that intersection. So in this one, x equals 2. On the other one, we do that again. Second calc, intersect, that's number 5. Go over here. It says x is negative 2. From here, it's exactly like we've done in the past. So we're going to set up, here's our rectangle, it's dx, we're doing the integral from negative 2 to 2. G of x is on top up here, so g of x is 1. Then we're going to subtract f of x, which is x squared minus 3. And our width is right here, it's dx. So again, if we have the calculator available, all we have to do is put in finite integral 1 minus, make sure that's in parentheses, x squared minus 3, comma x, comma negative 2, comma 2. Math, that's math 9. 1 minus, parentheses, x squared minus 3, comma x, comma negative 2, comma 2, and there's our answer. The little bar over it means repeating. That gives it an exact answer. I don't have to write out all the decimals because they're already contained in that bar.